Here's a quick run through of the slides that we did in class, just in case you need an extra practice or if you didn't understand a particular problem that we were doing in class. So the first slide is just the title, and we're going to slide down to the first one, and we're going to graph a translation. So translation, right here, this tells you which direction to go. So I want to go in the positive x direction, 4, and I want to go in the negative y direction, 3. Okay, well, this is either right or left, right being the positive and left being the negative. And then y is up or down, up being the positive and down being the negative. So based on that, I want to go right 4, and I want to go down 3. So you're going to start at any point, say A, and I'm going to go right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and down 3, 1, 2, 3. That is my A prime. I'm going to label it with a capital A and a prime, but make sure you have that dot there as well. And then you go to the next one. So C, I'm going to go right 4 and down 3. That is going to be my C prime. And then same thing for B, right 4, down 3, and that is B prime. Connect your dots. And there is your translated image. Okay, pause the video if you need to. I'm going to move right on to the next slide. I have to turn the page. But if you need to take a minute to finish that or digest what we just did, you can pause the video. The second one here is just kind of a preview of what the final is going to look like. This says A here, this says A prime, so we want to make sure that we know that, we know the difference. And it says find the error. So someone did this problem already. They were supposed to use this as their translation rule, but they ended up with this picture. So if you start at A is the pre-image. This is the starting point. We were supposed to go, this means right 7, and then this means down 7. So we were supposed to go right 7, down 7. If you count from A, did they go right 7, down 7? No. They actually went left 7 and up 7. So it says, what is the, describe the error? They went left and up instead of right and down. It does say to fix that, but if we were to fix it, then we would be off of the graph. So we're not going to do that. But those are the two things you're going to need to do for your final. You're going to need to look and describe the error and then fix the error. Okay, second type of transformation that's going to show up on the assessment is a reflection. And this reflection we talked about in class is the one that I'm most worried about, not because you don't know how to reflect, but because what I've seen is that we're not really sure what this line looks like, this y equals 2. So y equals 2 is a horizontal line. It's a right to left. It's a horizontal line at 2. That should be in your notes, and you should be using your notes when you take this assessment and making sure that you draw your line in the correct direction. So this is our line y equals 2. Now what we're going to do is we're going to count. We're going to count from any one of the original points to the line. So let's do C first because it's close to the line. So here's the original point C. From C to my line of reflection is 1, 2. So then to put that on the other side, so to reflect, is to make it equidistant on the other side of the line. So since it's 2 spaces away from the line above, I'm going to go below 2 and put a dot there for C prime. Now maybe we do B. So B is here. This time I have to count up to the line, so I'm counting to the line of reflection and then to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's my B prime. And now we have to do A. A also is going to come down, count down to the line. So start at A, count to the line, and then to the other side. So here's A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll count 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's my A prime. Okay. Connect the dots. And this flips right over top of itself, which is perfectly acceptable. There it is. Okay, so that's the second one, which is a reflection. The third one you're going to see is the rotation. So I'm going to turn the page again. Pause if you need to. So the third type is a rotation. Okay, and so what we're going to do, so this is the top of the page, right? This is the normal look of it. But what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the paper 180 degrees, and we're going to rotate it counterclockwise. So we're going that way. So we're turning the paper in that direction 2 times for 180 degrees. You'll rotate it 1 time for 90, 2 times for 180, and 3 times for 270. Okay, so 2 times. Half turn, that's 1. Sorry, quarter turn, that's 1. 2 times. Okay, and now what you're going to do is you're going to read me the coordinates for R, for S, and for U, just as you see them on the paper. Don't try to figure anything out. Okay, so this is 0, 0. R is over 1, up 0. So over 1, up 0. That's where we're going to put R prime. S is negative 1, positive 2. And if you need to, positive X or positive Y, positive X is over here. The coordinates for U are 1, 2, 3, 4, positive 4, positive 4. Okay, so those are my new coordinates. And what I'm going to do is plot those coordinates when I turn the graph back right round. So if you would prefer to put those coordinates, like say, on a sticky note, because maybe you're not good at reading the numbers upside down, or maybe when you have them upside down, you just make mistakes. Okay, so then you can pick up the sticky note, and when you turn the paper back to the original direction, then you have your coordinates right side up for yourself. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is graph 1, 0. Now you might be tempted to go this way, but that's negative, remember. So positive 1, 0 is right here. This is R. S is negative 1, 2. And U is 4, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it hasn't been reflected because it's not the same distance over here. That S has gone all the way around to this side, R here, and then the U has come all the way around to that side. Okay, we're going to try that again, but this time we'll do it with 90 degrees. So I'll slide this up. Again, we're going 90 degrees in that direction, which is 1/4 turn. I've got my sticky note ready for the coordinates here. I'm going to go 1/4 turn counterclockwise, and then I'm going to read the coordinates to myself. So F, M, G. Okay, so F is 0 over 2 up. This is where it's super important for you to be good at just in general reading points from a graph. positive 1, positive 3, positive 3, positive 1. Okay, and now that I have them on my sticky note, I can pick my sticky note up, can turn the graph back to its original location, put my sticky note down, and now I'm going to plot those points. So 0 over 2 up, 1 over 3 up, 3 over 1 up. So F prime, M prime, and G prime. Okay, and if you go from F to F prime or G to G prime or M to M prime, it should look like it went 90 degrees. So we went from the fourth quadrant into the first quadrant, which it should do. If it was going 180, it would skip the first quadrant and go into the second quadrant. Okay? All right, I'm going to turn the page. We'll do the last two. Oh, sorry, last one, but there's 2 problems on the page. Okay. So this one, it's super important. This is level 4. It's super important that you read what it's saying. It says, what is the image? Okay? If it's asking, oh, that's the answer. Those are the answers. It says, what is the image of -2, -6? Okay? So if you're looking for the image, what that says is you're going to take some point, x, y, you're going to send it through this translation rule, -4, sorry, and you're going to end up at your new xy. This is the pre-image. This is the image. The image is what happens after. It's the end result. Okay, so if it says, what is the image? I do not know those coordinates. What I do know is that I started at -2, -6, and now I'm going to run that through this rule to get my answer. Okay, so I'm going to take -2 plus 1. That answer is -1. Now I'm going to take -6 minus 4. -6 minus 4 is -10. So I'm just taking the original point, throwing it through the rule, and getting my image. That's the first one. The second one says, and it's very important that you read this, it says, what is the pre-image? Okay, so same thing, using that same rule. So my pre-image is on the front end. I throw that pre-image through the rule, and I end up with my new xy, which is my image. If it says, what is the pre-image? That means I don't know my pre-image. I do know that I ended up at the point 5, 2. Okay, so since we're going backwards, are you going to add 1 to your x value? No, because we're going backwards. Do the opposite to find your answer. So instead of doing my 5 plus 1, I'm actually going to do 5 minus 1. That's going to give me the coordinate 4. And instead of doing y minus 4, I'm actually going to do my y value plus 4. And that is my answer. So this answer up here, these cross those out because that was the wrong answer. This was the right answer, but shouldn't have had those answers up there for you anyway. So my two answers are -1, -10, and 4, 6.